Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in on our YouTube and Facebook pages. Shout out to our radio partners, Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. Tonight's show is powered by Live Long Health, Paris Ice Bar, Copajn Vodka, Fiya Infusions, and Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Be sure to tap in with us every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, honey, and don't forget, the MzMetchi Show comes on every Monday at 11 a.m. It's showtime. Let's get it.
What it do? Your favorite cousin, Young Jock, checking in. And right now, you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite, MzMetchi, all right? Hey, man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
Yo, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I know what you should be doing. I'm the pride of the Eastside DJ MH Tutter, and you need to tune into the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi.
Yo, what's happening in? What's happening in? Oh, it's your boy $2 Fabo, Bankhead Fabo. Oh, hey man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi, and I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time. Ah! Oh, Fabo!
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you could treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
I'm just gonna rock out real quick. Let me get going to a whole jam session. Okay, welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl MzMetchi. Now look, that song that was "Fooled Me" by Rachel Black, but look, she re-released her album and sped the tracks up. Shout out to Rachel Black. Okay, girl, I was already loving the song as is, and then you went and made it faster where I feel like I want to like dirty wine a little bit. Yeah, I love that. That's what's on my playlist this week. Okay, that's Rachel Black. That is "Fooled Me." It's available everywhere that you listen to your favorite playlist, your favorite songs. Go ahead and add that one. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. That was Rachel Black. Okay, welcome back to another week. I am super excited because look, y'all know I have to go ahead and I gave y'all a little bit of a foreshadowing for those that might have missed out this week. I don't know how, but if you missed out, tonight I'm super excited because look, I love each and every one of my guests when they come to join me. But tonight, let me tell y'all why tonight is so special. I'm so excited. I can hardly contain it. So one of our sponsors, Live Long Health. Okay, she's in our virtual backstage, but this is not, this is my sister for real. Like, like this, y'all know, like you really got your girlfriend. Like, this is my girlfriend for real. And I tell you all have heard plenty of times on the show, especially since I've been on a journey working with Live Long Health, which is her business. Okay, look, my sister's doing it. Okay, but you all have heard my story, and now you all get to learn a little bit more about just my sister, my friend, and just y'all. Dymond is in the building from Live Long Health. I'm so outdone. So look, let's go ahead and get through the announcements. Everybody get in their seats, grab your drinks. Okay, we back and we're doing it. Before I go any further, I have to thank my amazing radio partners. Okay, shout out to Fluent Media Network, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indie 101.5. And of course, shout out to Swag Her. You all can catch the Blueprint Live there on their Facebook page. Proud to be a Swag Her partner. Love them. Sending you all of the love. Now, if you miss any part of tonight, especially my interview with my good sis, you all can listen to the Blueprint Live. It is available anywhere that you listen to your favorite show. So if you are a Spotify girl like me, you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna add me to your favorites and listen in for anything that you missed out on. And of course, make sure that you all are following. And I'll make sure that I share the link on our Facebook page. But please follow the Blueprint Live playlist. Every artist, let me tell you all something about this list. Every artist that has been played on the show or that has been a guest, they have a feature on this particular playlist. It means everything to me, but everything to our independent artists for you all to go and to stream their music. So if you hear anything that you like on the Blueprint Live, you can also catch that playlist exclusively on Spotify. I'm a Spotify girly. Sorry. Now, if you haven't already, make sure that you're following the Blueprint Media Company and MzMetchi on all platforms. If you type in MzMetchi or at the BP Media Co., we pop right up. I want to follow you if we have not already, established a connection with each other. There's always space for us to grow within our network. And remember, I want you all tonight, please drop those businesses in the comments. Drop them in the comments, okay? If you got a book, you have an event coming up, anything that's going on, remember, I am here to promote you. Now, of course, we have to shout out to our amazing sponsors, which, of course, Dymond is here from Live Long Health. She's already in the building. Shout out to Live Long Health. You all make sure that you visit livelonghealth.net. And I believe that my code is still Blueprint. If you, or just mention it. If you call Dymond, if you do, mention it, okay? Let them know that you found out about her through our show. This is what it's all about. But, you all she's got all of the services, everything that you need. So we want to make sure that we are supporting her, but also supporting our health and wellness. Come on now, it's given twofold. And of course, shout out to Copajn Vodka. You all know I always have to show you the pretty bottle. Now, D, I love you, baby, but tonight was a tequila night. But y'all know I sip my Copajn all the time. Just Copajn every day. My Copajn Black is downstairs. I'll be having to tap into some of that this weekend. But shout out to Pretty Curvy Savage, Paris Ice Bar, and Fiya Infusions. After tonight's show, everyone that I mentioned, as well as my special guest for tonight, you all are going to be able to follow them on all of their pages. So let's make sure that we do that tonight for the topic. I've been gone for a little bit, so we're catching up. A lot of things going on. I feel like we got some world news to talk about. We got some celebrity, some things that we need to get established. So that's what we're doing tonight. Look, we talking about whatever. You drop it in the comments. We got to speak on it. You all already know how the Let's Catch Up goes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and prep this. I kind of gave her intro a little bit, but like I said, I'm super excited about tonight's show and to be able to just talk with my sis and hear more about her journey. Because it's still things like I need y'all to know that a lot of the people I bring on the show, of course, I know so many things, but y'all know we like to get in depth and really talk about it's the journey. on my teacher camp, I'm like, it's the journey. So without further ado, I want to introduce you all to my sis, okay? Dymond Deneè from Live Long Health. Dymond, if you're ready, can I get a thumbs up? She's ready. Let me bring her in. Dymond.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to have you here. Come on now, Dymond. Look, they already shouting you out, sis. Look at you.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Look,
so excited.
Me too. This has been a long time coming, sis. How long we been talking about this?
Over a year.
What's up with that? What's going on with that?
I always tell people, even though they say I'm shy, and I think it's more so camera shy. Like I always tell you all the time, like you can put a camera up, don't let me know it's there, and I'll go. But if it's there, I'm like, oh no, I'll just bypass it. But I'm like, it's time. And it's like talking, like you said, talking to my sister. So I'm like, how hard can it be?
So wait a minute, have we popped your media cherry today?
Yes, you did. So I'm excited. So I decided to pop it with you.
Look, who else? All right, like of course, it is an honor. I love it. I've had so many of my guests that have come on. They're like, this is my first interview. I'm like, no way, because you wouldn't even be able to tell.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
What's this? I am too. I feel like that, what I like to do as far as for my guests that come on is to just kind of, for my listeners' sake, because, look, they don't know you yet, but they're going to get to know you tonight for the ones that don't know. Can we kind of talk a little bit, because this will be news for me too, but can we talk a little bit about what was Dymond's life like before live long health and jumping into the medical field? Like give us kind of walk us through early Dymond days until now.
Early Dymond days. For most of you guys who don't know, I am the oldest of two. It's me and my brother. I was born in Chicago. But when I was in third grade, we moved to Biloxi, Mississippi. So from third grade all the way to my sophomore year in high school, I lived in the South. And so like most of my childhood and everything is there. Moved back to Chicago. I attended Homewood Flossmoor. I graduated in 2004 from high school. And then I went to Jackson State for my first year of college, right? And so going to college, I've always said, I'm going to be a nurse. I used to say I was going to be a lawyer, but I'm like, I'm going to be a nurse, blah, blah, blah. So I went to Jackson State. I completed my first year. And then I came home and then I had a baby, right? So I had a baby, my oldest, Deneè. And so at like 1920, I had her, but that didn't stop me, right? So I attended Chicago State. While I was pregnant, and I literally, like my teacher, I went to class up until like it was like I was due, and my teacher was like, my professor was like, "Do not go in labor here. Like whatever you miss, we will send it to you."
Take care of you, right?
And I went up until, and then like even 2 weeks after, I like kind of went back to school, but I started my nursing journey there. Like I knew I wanted to be a nurse. I love helping people. That's just me. I feel like I basically turned my purpose into like my passion, right? And so my passion is my purpose. So I attended nursing school at Chicago State. I graduated in 2011. I worked at different hospitals as a bedside nurse for years. I worked at University of Chicago, Advocate, all of those places I've worked. And then I decided to go back to further my education. And become an advanced practice nurse. That all happened in 2013, and I just had my second child.
Okay. Oh my goodness, Dymond, for real, like this was. I feel like that you're so experienced and just it feels like it's been way longer than that. But like 2013, that's not too far off.
So I was a nurse. I've been a nurse for almost 15 years. I've been a nurse practitioner for 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So I graduated with 2016. As a nurse practitioner. And so about, that was my journey. As far as like with transitioning to nursing and choosing the healthcare field as my career path.
The journey. So, now talk to me, because this is always that moment, and I know that this moment, Dymond, because we've all had it when we decided that we've been working for these companies. It's just like, hey, I need to shift this and get something for myself as well. When was that moment that you knew that you were gonna start Live Long Health and branch away from bedside nursing?
So I want to say I've always low-key had an entrepreneurial spirit. I don't have a lot of business owners in my family, but I feel like I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. My dad, he has his own business. He's been an entrepreneur all of his life. I want to say one day me and my aunt, we were going to start a CNA school together. So when I always talk about Hursty Hill, that's my aunt, and we were going to do it together. And then we end up like, that wasn't my thing. I'm like, I'll just help you, I'll be an instructor for you, different things like that. That just wasn't my path. And I remember one day I was sitting down talking to my grandmother, and I was like, Grandma, when I start a business, I want to start a business, and I got the coolest name. And she was like, what is it? And I was like, Live Long Health. And so for those who may not know, my name is Dymond Long. So long, live long, and I need to tie my name into it. And so my grandma was like, that's the perfect name. And I just sat on it. And so then, sometimes I get nervous to like kind of do things by myself. So I reached out to one of my friends. I was like, hey, you want to start a IV hydration business? But I always knew I wanted to do Live Long Health. As far as like primary care, holistic health, different things like that. I knew that would be the trajectory for that business. But I was so fascinated about the IV hydration. But the thing about it was so new. Like people don't know about it, right? And it's
Feels
still
like
now
it's more of a influx of hearing about it within, I would say maybe about the last 5 to 7 years. Does that sound about right?
That's about right. And and so we were gonna do that, and then we ended up not doing. So I started launching Live Long Health, and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And it was like I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, let's just do it. I just, like figured it out. But typically when I get my mind set on something, I'm like full force trying to figure it out. I didn't have anybody to ask like, well, how do I start a business? What do I do? Different things like that. I didn't know. And so like just going through, I want to say COVID, because I did my LLC in 2021. So that was kind of around the time, but I was pondering on the idea before then. And so just working for different companies, I was like, I want to be my own boss, right?
That's right.
And it's not easy though, right? Okay. So I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to do healthcare my way. And so the trajectory of that was I see people all the time, kind of falling through the cracks, right? Not really understanding their healthcare conditions, not being able to advocate for themselves and all of those things, right? And I've always, even as a nurse, I always was like that person that's going to advocate for my patients, even when the providers weren't listening, different things like that, like picking up on things just innately, that was my thing. So I was like, I can do it, and so I did it, and this is where I am now. And it's still a work in progress, but it's progressing.
Dymond, let me just tell you, and you know what, I will, because I love when I am able to get my guests on the show, like my ones that I know. Like, let me give you your flowers real quick, but I have to tell you this while we're on air. So for those that don't know, Dymond and I, we're both members of the Black Women Professionals League, and we were inducted together. And I will never forget, I want to say that it was the retreat, just when we were able to talk a little bit more. And we're like, we're going to get together. And you know how that goes when everybody, they say it. But it was instant with Dymond. And Dymond, I told you the things that I was facing at that time. And sis, like when I tell you, and I'm not going to get emotional tonight. When I tell you, girl, I've been chicken tender all week. But I just want to thank you genuinely, Dymond, for real, like heart to heart, for real, for everything that you have done to help me and to genuinely on my live long health, for real. Like when I came to you, I was all girl battered and bruised from the inside. Do you hear me? It was a lot of things going on, but there's been some just outstanding things that I've been able to do just from the way, just changing different things health-wise. You really, everything that you told me from the day that you said, you like, I think we're going to be able to work with you and get some things in order. You have literally stuck by my side through it, Dymond, and really, really helped me to see some things. So I thank you for starting it. Like you do what you love and it shows and it's felt. So thank you. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you for trusting me. And I tell you that, I tell you that all the time when we talk. I tell you, and I really appreciate it. And like for those, I'm not sure who can see or who's watching, but my clinic I'm a preventative health and wellness clinic where I focus on mixing traditional medicine with a more holistic approach to optimize the health, right? The health of, the individual health. So I do a blend of both. And so I kind of go with a model where it's like we focus on lifestyle-centered care. We work on integrative medicine, which is where we're mixing traditional and holistic medicine, value-driven relationships. So it's building relationships with my patients where I'm building rapport, right? And where I'm listening. Because a lot of times in healthcare, providers don't listen, right? They have their own agenda.
Real quick. They like this in and out now.
Yeah, what they want to get done, what they want to focus, and not hearing about, what's your concern for the day. And then the E is empower and educate, right? So lifestyle centered care. So we're focused on your habits. Like what's your habits? What's your sleep like? What's your stress? I tell you, MzMetchi, all the time. How are you sleeping? You'll text me something. Okay, how you sleeping?
I know it's 1:43 a.m., but I promise you I took several naps today.
Like what's going on? And so like that's the model, right? And so the live part is how I care for you today. Then long goes for long-term longevity, right? Optimizing your health, right? The end is nurturing those relationships, and then growth and guidance. So the live is how I care for you today. The long is how I care for you, how we prepare for your future, right? And so that's where my care model kind of comes from live long. And so that's what I focus on, right? Is optimizing your health and not just treating your symptoms or putting a Band-Aid on your symptoms, but understanding why you're having these issues or whatever the case may be.
Ma'am, you know, remember you told me to get those teas?
I'm a tea girl. I know. How do you like them?
I've officially switched. I only have coffee once a week. But sis, do you know I did that? And I'm very open on the show. My listeners know what's going on with me. But sis, I had a blockage in my tube. Do you know when they went and did that ultrasound the last time after 43 days of drinking that tea, it was clear?
What did I tell you?
And Dymond, I bring that up because I really want to go into, I want to ask you this, and, you know, I know you're still kind of, you have connections with people that are still, you know, in the hospital and things, but go with me here. Do you feel that your time that you saw at the bedside, that a lot of the times, you know, because things is so fast paced and it's like, get you in, get you out. Do you feel like that they were also advocating from the holistic side when you were in those spaces, or do you kind of see that more on the private side where people can kind of really get in tune with what do the patients need?
So speaking from like the hospital side, I've never worked as a practitioner in the hospital. I was a nurse, right? And so the doctors come in, the providers come in, it's just, you know, they're looking at, you know, what's in front of them, like the black and white. So I can't really speak on if they looked at it holistically or what they did in the back when they're, you know, collaborated and different things like that. But I do feel like in primary care or like outpatient, depending on your provider, it's all about your provider's views of, you know, healthcare and like, do they believe, you know, some providers, they do not absolutely agree with, you know, supplementation, you know, different things like that. And so that's the difference with me. Like with my patients, they'll come to me, and they'll say, Dymond, well, what do you think about this? Right. And so I always tell you, I teeter-totter with it, right? Because it's like, you know, for you guys don't know, I am a primary care provider and I still do work. And so I've been a primary care provider for the last 8 to 9 years. And I love what I do. But I teeter-totter, but I have patients who come to say, Dymond, I had this knee pain and I got this book with all of these like traditional and oh my God, I have not been without pain, you know, like all my life for like the last 20 years I've had pain. And after doing whatever they did, it was like not
when I take them teas along with my program, because understand this, when you are working with Dymond, because I feel like, Dymond, we got to highlight this tonight, that they are getting a true individual experience as far as like, hey, if you're coming to Dymond, you're coming to live long health, she's going to be able to go through the things that you have going on. But I want to remind my listeners of this, because we got to talk to the people that go to their doctors and talk to the nurses and they lie. They don't even tell them the whole truth about their full healthcare picture. Dymond, can we talk about that? Can you give a word to the listeners about the fact that when they go to the doctor, they need to be open about the things that they are truly dealing with?
Absolutely. I say it all the time. If you don't tell your provider what's going on or the whole truth, they don't know how to care for you, right? But MzMetchi, what comes with that, I have a lot of patients who come to me in my clinic, Live Long Health, and they tell me they see their primary care providers or whatever, and they don't feel comfortable telling them the things. And so it goes back and forth. It's not that you're just not open, but as individuals and humans, we have to feel comfortable with opening that part of our life. If you have somebody that you feel like is going to be dismissive, not listen, you know, not really care, you're not going to say anything. And that's just that. And like one of the stories, or one of my patients who really like changed how I just look at things, and just how I know like so many people, especially the African American community and the older community, older African American community, they have a big distrust in the medical system. Big. And that plays a part of how we are able to care for them. And so I had a patient, rest in peace, absolutely love him. When he came in, he did not want to do anything.
Really?
No preventative screenings, no anything, right?
Right.
Built up a rapport with him to the point where he would only talk to me on the phone. If he called in, he would say, just tell Dymond to call me. Where as far as my care team with my MA, he was so used to them, he would only talk to them. And just to go fast forward to everything to the point of with his specialist, he would say, because he didn't trust them either, but I got him to go because he needed to go. I won't make a decision until I talk to Dymond. Literally. It was one time he was literally about the respiratory arrest. He waited and they said they were intubating him. He was saying, call my nurse practitioner. Call my next nurse practitioner. Even then on his dying bed, before he would go to hospice. So when patients transition to hospice, like the primary care providers, we don't have any more say in their care. The only way he would go to hospice is if I would say that I would give to have input on what was going on. And so that's the thing. When patients don't trust you or you don't have a rapport with them, they're not going to tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing with providers. Like you have to be able to build that rapport, and then just as nurse practitioners, and it's nurse practitioner week. So happy listening. It's our week. So this was even more exciting for me. I'm like, okay, I'm busting my
you bust your immediate cherry on nurses week. Yes.
And the thing about it is we are growing. And I tell people all the time, it was a point in time when I first started my primary care job. We would get patients that say, I don't want to see a nurse practitioner. Where is the doctor? Like literally, I would have to do presentations in the community room of the lobby of what a nurse practitioner was, what we do, our training, just so people, because they didn't know, right? I don't think people know is doctors, right? But now you'll see with the terms, they don't say your primary care doctor. They say your primary care provider, because you got the medical doctors, you got physician assistants, you got nurse practitioners. So like your care team can be anybody in the healthcare field. So they don't specify it to like primary care doctor. Now it's a primary care provider. And so when patients would tell me like, well, I just want to see, they'll be mean. I don't want to see you. I want to see the doctor. I would always be myself, right? I would be myself. I would go through the visit, blah, blah, blah. And I would get patients every single time and say, oh my God, can I apologize to you? Can you be my provider? Like, I'm sorry that I came off that way. They were like, you are so thorough. You are so, like, you listen, it's like, you don't just talk to the patient, like talk at them, you got to talk with them. Like, what do you think in your plan? Like, what do you want to do? Or what do you think? And this is what you're going to do.
Yeah, like go ahead and take look, girl. Now that's a conversation. We'll have to have a panel discussion on that. But you know what, Dymond? It's just you do have that personal touch and that approach where you really jump in. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, okay, now look, we all rolling our sleeves up around here. Let's get your care together. And that approach matters. It's funny because you said that, and I wanted to ask you, like, if there's anyone that's listening now or that will listen in later on, just, when they think about Live Long Health, or if they should, make an appointment because they need to get their health and wealth together. Okay. They need to get it together. What is something that you want your patients to leave with as far as just an experience when they work with you?
Oh, I just want them to leave feeling like they got the care that they deserve, right? They have a provider, or they talk to a provider that heard them, that listened, right? Because people come in and they have so many things going on, and they don't understand what's going on or why it's going on. So I feel like I always love my patients to leave with that sense of feeling that they were heard. And so like, even with just how I transition my new space, I didn't want people to come and feel like they are at a doctor's office or a medical clinic. I would say, this is your feel it's like your healthcare home, right? So when you come in, like you're greeted like your family, right? And so I just like people, my patients, to leave with us, like I said, a sense of feeling like they were heard, that I helped them in some way, whether that's their physical, their mental, whatever the case may be.
Look, and Dymond is very thorough, and you better not miss the check-in, okay? Because you better check in.
I also want my patients to understand the why.
Next today, I'm like, okay, Dymond, I'm about to make my appointment. I'm coming to see you this weekend.
Yeah. Like I want them to understand their why this is going on, why they are feeling this way. So like I'm really, really big on education, like educating my patients on, okay, this is what I'm doing. I explain everything. You know, because when you explain, because sometimes you'll be talking to patients and they'll be like, okay. And they don't understand anything that you said. Like, okay, but they're scared to say, well, can you explain to me in, layman's terms, right? Like making sure you talk to them at a level they understand.
Can I tell you what it's like on the other side? Sometimes I've been in a lot of situations where the situation felt rushed, right? Like my appointment felt rushed. And I understand, I grew up and had people in the healthcare field. It's tight. They got things to do. It's appointments, whatever the circumstances are. But I can speak as someone that, I'm like, man, I maybe didn't understand it, but it seemed like they in a rush to go to the next person. I love the fact, and for real, Dymond, and I ain't just saying this to toot you up today, but for real. When I come and I spend time with you, like we have a very thorough conversation. Like I feel like I can sit down and recount things to you and say, hey, I was dealing with this, and we go through everything. That helps when it comes to the overall. It really does. It really does.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. And I know sometimes I talk my patient's ear off. I'm not even like, okay, Dymond, but that's my thing. I don't. And in healthcare, you see it all the time, rushed appointments. Like you're feeling rushed. And so in my clinic, we have 30, 40-minute visits. That's how I schedule out, unless you're just coming to get, follow-ups or whatever, shot, whatever. But that is my goal. That was my goal when I created my model, right? I wanted longer visits, longer times with your provider, right? This and tying into, I don't know if you guys saw my reel or my TikTok when I talked about, you don't have to go without healthcare because you're uninsured, because you don't have insurance, right? So my goal and my mission is to provide affordable, accessible, compassionate healthcare. And that's why I started the direct primary care program. So a lot of people ask me, like, why don't you take insurance? Like, I get that a lot. And I always teeter back and forth because that's what we know. That's all we know, right? Is insurance, right? If you don't have insurance, it ain't right. But that's not true. You can't have healthcare without insurance. And that's where we go into the direct primary care model, which is a membership-based subscription for healthcare. And so where it does it's a flat monthly fee where you pay for direct access to your provider, longer visit times, no copays, no surprise bills. And so with my program, I have it where you can do individual, you can do child, and I also have family plans. And so for individual, $99 a month. For a child, $59 a month. If you do a family, we have a plan for that family. And you get healthcare labs, you get your annual visits, and then also I incorporated where my direct primary care members, they also get discounts on my other services that I offer. And so you get the healthcare without even having the insurance. And so I also offer that to small business owners, right? Because we have a lot of small business owners who cannot afford to provide healthcare for their employees, right? Yeah. So why not give them access to a provider? They can get labs, urgent care visits, telehealth visits, all of those things for a flat monthly fee.
Dymond, now first off, I got a girl. No, look, I know we talking about health. I got to take a sip on this one.
That's okay. But I drink my water.
I kid you not. I had a young lady that came into my office today. Not today. Yesterday. This was yesterday when this conversation happened. And I promise you, when I tell you, look, I'm making a note to myself when we log off tonight. I have to send her your information because she works at a job They give her just under the hour so that she cannot qualify. She has no health care. She wasn't really 100% knowing about the Affordable Care Act and just different things that are available in the United States, right? She didn't know that. When I tell you I'm about to text her your information, like, look,
please.
Get on the website.
And I'll send you the link. It's also on my website. They're gonna under the direct primary care tab, but I know I don't talk about it a lot. I don't promote it enough. And I have patients who come in and say, Dymond, why don't you, like, you tell us about it, but you don't tell the masses? And I, just with healthcare now and the direction that it's going is needed. And even when I made that post, I had so many people reach out to me like, oh my God, I didn't know this was even a thing, because we don't know, but it's not new. It's not new. Providers do it. People have full-blown practices where they do not take insurance. And so, like, the question I get is like, okay, well, what about catastrophic, something happened, you have to go to the emergency room. The emergency room has to see you regardless if you're insured or not, right? But we also collaborate with other companies, like imaging companies, to get self-pay mammograms, self-pay MRIs, self-pay x-rays. Like, even now I have insurance, but when I go take my daughter, like the gymnast, she needed an x-ray. Instead of you about to bill my insurance $500, $600, I said, how much is the cash pay x-ray?
Yeah.
$75.
Please.
And it was $75. I said, okay, I'll just pay that instead of billing my insurance. And so, like, right now, premiums are going up. Premiums are going up. Everything is high. And I just wanted to make it accessible for everybody. So that goes for uninsured, underinsured, high deductible plans, different things like that. Because I have patients who are in my program who have insurance, but guess what? They can't. The wait time for their provider is 6 months. They can't get in. They need blood work. They need this and that. So it's beneficial for them to literally come to me. We do the labs, all of those things, and they get the care that they need, even medications. So
you done really came on here tonight and dropped some gems. I need you to know that, because look, for anyone that is listening in, I need you, because look, it's the couple things that we can't be without, and healthcare is one of them. Absolutely. Like, oh my goodness. Hey, Cynthia, what's going on, girl? Now, I love the fact, we were talking before I went live tonight about that and you said something earlier that I wanted to kind of circle back to, in terms of that when you first kind of started, it wasn't a lot of Black women that were within your field, specifically with your specialty. You've done a lot of like collaborations and getting together with other women. Like, can you kind of talk a little bit about that, as far as just the power of collaboration and sisterhood in your industry?
Collaboration over competition, right? The people that's winning are at the top. They're collaborating together. And so if you don't know me, or the ones who do know me, know I have a lot of friends who are in the healthcare field. We all do the same thing. We have businesses that probably mimic each other, like it's a little different, but we do some of the same things. And people may see us and like, oh my God, like they're together like all the time. But I feel like you have to build a community, right? It's not the crab in the barrel method, like nobody pulling, you don't want one to get ahead or whatever. And like the relationships that I have with my friends, like one of them, Erica, she's on here. She has McKay Integrated Services, and she is a board certified family nurse practitioner and psych NP. And so like she is on here. And then I have Keyshawn and Shaki. I have a lot of friends, and what we do, we bounce things off each other. We check in on each other. If we have a question about something, Keyshawn will text me all the time. Okay, D, what you thinking about this? We love each other. Erica, she'll call me, I'll call her. So it's building a community together, so we all need that push. We all are moms, business owners, sisters, daughters, everything. And we get so tired. And there's days where you may not see it, where we want to give up, and you're just so tired and exhausted. And just to be able to text or call your friend that understands what's going on, and just to get that push when you're ready to quit.
It means everything.
It means everything.
I love that. I love that. And I just love to see y'all come. Whenever I see it, I'm just like, it's drifting black excellence, Jesus. Yes, like that's what it is. It really is. Well, look, sis, before you leave me, can you just, let everybody know how they can follow you? But if you have something that's coming up or any way that we can support, just kind of drop it here now so that we can get ready.
Okay, so you guys can reach me. I am located in Tinley Park. You can reach me via my website, which is www.livelonghealth.net, or you can call at 708-998-5542. So we have I have a lot of things coming up, and like once I get them off the paper, it's things that I just want to do. It's a lot of things. I'm looking for a lot of collaborations, partnerships, just to do, blend different things together, just to like educate patients and community and different things like that. A lot of community building. As far as like with my direct primary care, I am going to do a direct primary care open house, and that's where you'll come to the clinic, the location, and it'll be like a Q&A. Like I'll be explaining what we offer, what the direct primary care membership is, and different things like that. And people can sign up, all of those things. So a lot of things are coming in the pipeline for the new year, and just ending into December. But I am looking like a lot of collaborations and partnerships, and different new services are coming as well. So I'm excited. If you guys are looking for primary care, IV hydration, vitamin injections, we have a space where you can come and relax, decompress, all of those things. Come see me. If you have some things that you have going on and you don't understand why it's going on, and you've seen providers and they still can't figure out what's going on, come see me. I am truly a holistic provider. And I don't just speaking from it. I did it with my daughter. And so the thing about it is just some little gems, guys. Gut health is so important. So many things and so many conditions stems from an unhealthy gut, and knowledge and like the education and knowing those things will take us far. And I know, and I don't speak on it, and Mechi always she's like, Dymond, why don't you tell? So I'll give you guys a little background. My daughter, who is now 7 years old, when she was like 18 months, I believe, she was diagnosed with juvenile arthritis out of nowhere. I'm not going to go into details of what I think caused it right now. But the thing about it, where she was limping, swollen joints, all of those things. And, being a provider, I took her to the rheumatologist, all of this. She got a knee injection at 18 months where they literally had to intubate her to put her to sleep to get it done, right? And even then it was like, okay, it's gonna go away. It did not go away. So then they came and they wanted me to start her on a medication called methotrexate. And for those of who don't know, though, that medication is used for like chemo, different things like that. Even when you touch the bottle, like when you get it from the pharmacy, it's like a big caution, like do not touch if you're pregnant, right? It's like, and I'm like, you guys want me to inject this in my 18-month-old daughter, blah, blah, blah.
That's crazy.
As a provider, as a mom, and me knowing what that medication can do. So what I did, I researched, and I found different people who children were suffering from it. I found this holistic doctor who was once a medical doctor, and she switched into more holistic medicine. And I did a visit with her, and she asked me, like, what do you think caused this? And I told her, and she was like, you're absolutely right, but this is what we're going to do. We are going to heal her gut. So, of course, 18 months trying to do eliminating processed food, sugar, different things like that's hard for a baby. Like they don't understand why you're trying to take all of these things that they want. And so just fast forward, different things like that. I came up with a plan. I did high dose vitamin C, and I do offer high dose vitamin C infusions here that are so good for malignant cancer, and it's not a cure, but if like you're on chemo and different things like that, it does help improve some of the side effects and different things like that. So I do high dose vitamin C. But with my daughter, I would give her vitamin C, crush until she elicited a poop, different things like that. And so over time, I just did everything I could do to heal her gut. I researched it and I implemented it on her. When I took her back to her rheumatologist, they was like, you can really see the swelling. He's like, but mom, we're gonna do ultrasound. When they did the ultrasound, minimal amount of swelling. They told whatever you were doing, keep doing it. She did physical therapy. She used to walk with a limp. Now, if you guys meet, she met her. She's a 7-year-old that's running, doing gymnastics.
She danced.
No inflammation, no pain, no discomfort, all of those things. And it all came from me healing her gut. And so when I tell you guys, like mixing traditional with holistic, is always like, let's get to the root cause first, right? Let's try to see if this will work before we get to medication. Because I'm not against medication, because some people, y'all need medication, right? Like some people need it, and that's just what it is.
Yeah,
you're not gonna implement those lifestyle changes, right? That are
Dymond, when I met you and I had just found out the things that was going on, I would have probably had a really more challenging time on my own without, the assistance. But it's about doing it the right way and making sure that you work with your provider and do the things that they suggest for you on your plan. That's important.
Yeah. And like I said, like you already know, we come up with a plan together. I come up with a plan. We come up with it together. And that's just me. I just want to provide, like I said, compassionate care. I always say compassionate care from a committed provider. Live working on what we can do today for your future, right? And so that's Live Long Health. And I'm excited, and I'm so glad that I did this interview.
I am. It's been amazing hearing your story, Dymond. Like for real. I mean, look, when I met you and just our other sisters too, I was like, my sister is so dope. They so dope. And just learning more about just from start to finish, this has truly been a joy, Dymond. And I thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. And I don't know if anybody had any questions, but if you guys do, you can also follow me on Instagram, Live Long Health Services. I'm always putting up or trying to put up like educational content and different things like that. But if you guys have any questions, all you have to do is reach out to me. I don't bite. Just let me know.
Yes, and I told them to mention the code. I told them to mention Blueprint.
I forgot about that. Blueprint. So if anybody, we tell you guys all the time, but if you guys are interested in any services or do a consultation or anything, use Blueprint. All of the Blueprint listeners and followers, you guys get free consultations. And so if you're going to just ask me some questions, different things like that, you just use Blueprint. I'm actually going to put it on my new booking site. So if you put the code in, it'll automatically do it. Okay. And so you guys just have to use the Blueprint and you guys get free consultations to ask me anything or kind of discuss whatever you guys need.
It's exclusive. Y'all look, if they don't get in tune and get it together for 2026.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, come. What I tell people, and I know we're gonna go, IV hydration. I'm telling you guys, you will feel amazing. If you are one of those people who take a million supplements, just know that that's fine, right? But your body is only absorbing so much of it. Because it has to go through the digestive system. But when you come in, you get IV hydration, your body is going directly into your bloodstream and you're absorbing 100% of those vitamins that we customize based on what you're telling me that you're feeling. So we have energy drips. We have the Myers cocktail, which is the gold standard. I recommend, if it's your first time dripping, that's what I typically recommend for you guys. We do NAD+. So we do a lot of longevity drips as well. So we do NAD+. We do, if you're an athlete or you're a fitness person, you're working out all the time, we have a performance and recovery drip to help with those muscles and all of those things. So we have a lot of drips. We have a lot of services, a lot of things here that will benefit you guys. So I want you guys to come try it out. Because once you try it, you're gonna be like, oh my God, you're gonna be booking those appointments.
So I need to schedule that when I go get my massages. Can I get a massage and then go get my IV drip? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, guys, and also too. So just I know we got to go. Weight loss. So we do have a weight loss program. So I know the holidays are coming up. We want to get ahead of the New Year's resolution. And so if you're interested in any weight loss services, we have those. If you have stubborn areas of fat, we also offer lipo which is like liquid lipo, which is non-invasive and no downtime. So if you have any questions, we do a lot of things. And so you come in, I will go over everything, explain everything to you guys. And so you will walk away knowing exactly what's going on, how it's beneficial, if you're a candidate or not, if it's safe for you, blah, 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 all of those things. We will go through everything. So I require a consultation for those services.
Okay. And Kim wanted to know, could she inbox you or just go to the website as far as to use
like either or. You can go to the website or you can inbox me. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, Dymond, I love you, sis. Thank you for joining me tonight. This has been a joy.
Now you're gonna have me doing all the interviews. Now let's see what's
you better come back and see me, because look, Live Long Health, y'all know that is one of our sponsors. I'm gonna bring it to you every week since I'm getting new commercials at the top of the year, baby. Get me into the top of the year. Okay. But it's lit, because now that I done learned about all this other stuff, we got a whole new thing. We about to run it. We about to run it.
And then we have, when I was talking about my friend that's on here, me and her, we are to resume our lives. So I don't know if people know, or they probably don't know. We used to, the beginning of the year, we would do lives like once a month. And we would do, I forgot what it was called. Erica, what was it called? Breaking something. And we would do a different topic, like the strong Black woman, weight loss, like different things. And so we're going to bring that back where we're doing like monthly lives. And so we will be like taking, doing surveys, like different topics people want to hear about and all of those things. And then that's that. So we got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. So I'm excited.
I love it, Dymond. And I can't, I'm gonna be right there supporting you, sis. Like, we locked in, and I appreciate you, just like I said, for everything. And you're a partner for the show. I want you all, please, if you need some things as far as within your health, Dymond is the one to go to. The period. It's stamped already. It's stamped.
And if you don't need it, share it with a friend who may need it, right? So that's the important part. So we want to go, like I'm big on preventative health.
Let's stop it before it starts.
Let's stop it before it starts. And also just being aware that you have to know what's going on in your body. If you don't know, those are the things that fester, and then the time is too, not too late, but we have to go to another approach. So
right. Let's we don't look to nipping it in the bud.
I enjoyed you. And like I said, you guys can website www.livelonghealth.net.
All right, sis. Bye. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. I told y'all, first off, I told y'all it was going to be a great interview. Like, Dymond was live tonight. If you missed any of our interview, here's a word from Dymond herself. A word from our sponsor.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you could treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
All right, y'all, it's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Now, if you missed any of my conversation with my good sis Dymond, I'm going to leave her information here at the bottom. Make sure that you all go and follow. Okay, she is not, look, y'all, this one of my people for real. Like, if you don't know, she just let me know about a service I didn't even know. I'm usually in the know. Okay, I thought I had got everything, but Dymond, look, she is doing some major things. I cannot wait, sis. You know, you have my support always. Let me get in these comments. Okay, this was a wonderful conversation. Thank you, ladies. Blueprint has gained a new follower. Thank you so much. And look, and when I come off of here, I'm following you right back, sis. Thank you so much for just listening in and for your support tonight. Well, if y'all sticking around, we have to get into tonight's Hate It and Love It. Now, I have a mixture of some things. Let's talk. This one we're gonna need a little bit of a cocktail. Well, I just got back from New York City. Just got back, you all. Let me tell you this. It was a quick trip, 2 days, and we were going to celebrate my friend Erica. So first off, the Love It, shout out to Erica in town. Love you guys. And it was a blessing to be in the room to celebrate their love. Oh my goodness. And I tell you what, I've known Erica for a while. So Erica, I don't know if you ever see this. You probably won't. She be busy when she's busy. She's honeymooning right now. But to see her love story and to be there to just witness that, it was a beautiful occasion. Beautiful occasion. So that is the Love It. Shout out to the Currys, okay, from the Browns. We love you guys. Just definitely that was a really, really good time. So that's the Love It. Now look, NYC is really pretty, but let me just be honest about the hated it. My hated it was that I did not know how to take the public transportation in New York, because y'all, the prices that they were charging for Ubers was insane. And let me tell you, the Browns, we were not aware. We weren't aware. We were not aware. That's the hated. Not having the knowledge when you go into a new city. It's just, you know how life just kind of comes fast? I had just taken some time off. There were so many different things going on that was pulling at me. And I wasn't able to get my research on, look at the trends. I like to look at stuff like that when I'm going somewhere, kind of know a little bit about what's ahead of me. Honey, I was not prepared. I was like, oh. Now, granted, we got around and we did what we needed to do. But I think some of the staples, I wasn't able, it wasn't enough time for me to get around to all of those things. So that's probably the hated it. But there was one thing in New York that was just, it was a little bit disturbing for me. And I'm not even talking about it. Hey, that's our sister cities. Okay, so, they're family. But I wasn't aware that they put their garbage out on the street, just in the bags. Y'all, we was riding around. I'm like, is everything okay? There's mounds of garbage. Again, I was unprepared. That was the hated it for me. I was just like, I was unprepared for NYC. I didn't know what I was up against or what I was going to see, but I had a good time. So that's the Love It. Another Love It. So look, check this out, y'all. The after party. Oh, the after party. We went out to the club. Y'all ain't been to the club in a minute. I have not been to the club in a minute. Hold on. Hey, Lynn, she said, yes, that garbage, because it's the mess. Lynn, cousin, let's talk. Let's talk real quick before I go into my club experience. Because we literally, so when we got off of the freeway, right? I got to get in close. When we got off the freeway, and we got onto the main street so that we can get over to the hotel. I noticed it on the first corner. And I mean, we're not talking about 1 or 2 bags. We're not talking about that, because we were talking about mounds, like they stacked them up almost as if it was Tetris. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit perplexed by this. Why are these bags sitting out in the street like this? Why have they not been collected? This is the mid-afternoon. What's going on? I'm concerned. And everywhere that we turned, because they had, the bags were everywhere. The bags were everywhere. So I, and clearly, because I'm talking to Anthony at this point. I'm just like, hey, are you seeing all of this? You seeing all this garbage out here? A lot of construction going on, a lot of garbage. It was concerning to me. It was concerning. Kim said TNA, baby. Yeah. Oh, Starless was lit. Starless was lit. Hadn't been to the strip club in a while. You know. And for me, I go and I enjoy it because, you know, I'm just a girl. So I'm going to go and, you know, we're going to be classic. We're going to be demure, but we're going to have fun. We're going to immerse ourselves in the experience. So it was cool. Y'all, when they came up, it was just, everybody was just dancing everywhere. I was like, it's a party at this point. I'm like, I might as well have some fun too. I'm like, get it, girl. Love it. I loved it. I had a great time. It just, you know what? It took me back to my younger years. Because honestly, in time, you know, you get a little bit conservative with how you kick it. Like, we don't go to the clubs like that and do the different things. You know, I'm more of a lounge, bar and grill or what have you. An oyster bar. Sushi, you know, sushi. And yes, Lan, it is no alleys. It's no alleys. And she said it makes the city look dirty. Yes, mounds of garbage. I feel like that. Okay, let me get in the camera. Let's have a conversation. When I was looking at the garbage problem, you know, I handle a lot of the contracts with my 9 to 5. You know, I handle the vendors after they've been contracted. Let me be clear. I just feel like this is a good opportunity for like waste management or, you know, Northside Recycling or whoever. Like, they should go and get a relationship with these people so that, you know, get them some containers, get them some dumpsters, right? Like, I mean, you know, if I were to ever run the city, I would be looking into what do those contracts look like? What does that cost to be able to get rid of the garbage? But, you know, maybe I'm a forward thinker. I don't know. Now, I decided that that's all for tonight. I love it. I really, you know, I don't have too many other things. Like this week was a little bit rough going back into work, honestly. Y'all ever had that time when you come back from being off and you wish that you would have took more days? Hi, I'm Demetria. I've been having that time this week. I was like, ooh, maybe I should have just took the entire week. Never do a Wednesday to a Wednesday unless you're going international. If you're traveling stateside, just go back to work. Get it over with. I'm speaking to my 9 to 5ers. Get it over with. But no, honestly, you know, I'm back. I'm happy to be back this week. I'm looking forward to the holidays personally. Like, the love it for me is being able to have some time off. Y'all know MzMetchi takes her sabbatical. Because I work my butt off through the year. December 1st, I love it. I'll give y'all this. It's coming December 1st. I'm going to go ahead and drop the date for the LinkedIn Lit brunch. Because it was so lit and everyone's having like, when you having the next one? I'm just like, I already have the date. You'll want to get into them. Get into them. So I'm really excited about that. But look, tonight for our What Would You Do? This lady is really in a little bit of a pickle. So we got to put on our thinking caps. We got to be able to help with tonight's What Would You Do? Right after this break.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye. Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi, and it's time for tonight's What Would You Do? This young lady is in need of a little bit of help, so let's see if we can kind of lock in and give some real guidance, y'all. Let's be sensitive here. Okay. I graduated college with dreams of building a meaningful career, but I chose to set those dreams aside to raise our children and support my husband as he pursued his own. I don't regret being there for my kids because now they're thriving in college, and I'm proud of the foundation I helped build. But just as I thought I might finally reclaim some space for myself, my husband launched a new business. And once again, I find myself in the role of supporter and not the dreamer. He seems to believe that his ambitions are ours together by default, and that I should feel fulfilled through his success. But I'm starting to feel invisible in the narrative of our life. I want to be supportive, but I also want to rediscover who I am outside of everyone else's needs. Is that selfish? I'm torn between loyalty and longing. I don't want to disrupt the balance we've built, but I also don't want to keep postponing my aspirations. How do I express this without sounding ungrateful or resentful? How do I ask for space in a life that's always been shared? What would you do? Ooh. This one. Okay. Let's break this down. First off, that's really hard. That's a hard situation. It's a hard situation to be in. You kind of spent your time and you've taken care of everyone around you, and you are feeling a little bit void as far as what do you want to do for yourself. That's a tough spot to be in. Look, we talk about it every week, on the show. It comes down to some form of communication. And you have to try to find a way at this point to kind of draw a little bit of a line in the sand, or to communicate with your husband that, you want to support him, but you also still have to take space. And I'll tell you this, I'm a little bit of a rebellious person, so I'm going to take space. I'm going to, do whatever it is that I need to do to make sure that I'm not forgotten about. Because, sometimes when you are in situations, you can, lose a little bit of yourself, and that's okay. It's not a problem when you lose yourself. It's just, how long you let that stay in place. You gotta make a change at some point. So with this one, you got to have a conversation. It's going to be a hard conversation about the fact that you still want to support, but you have to take some space for you. And the biggest thing that I could tell you with this, as far as the what would you do, is don't ask. I can't ask for permission to achieve my dream. As long as it's legal, I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not hurting myself. It's for the betterment of me and those, and you, because this is the thing. Yes, as a spouse, you should feel like that your spouse's wins are your wins too. We are one. It's not just a song. It's not just a vow when they say that you become two, become one. It has to become an embodiment, right? So yeah, his wins are your wins, but you have to let him know that you want to contribute to the prizes that you all take home. You have to assert yourself. Don't ask. Do. Hey, I bought these materials to be able to start my candle business. I want to do embroidery. I'm selling bedazzled Q-tips, whatever the heck it is, whatever your aspiration is, whatever tickles your fancy. You don't have to ask for permission to dream. That's the least you can do for yourself in this situation. So you just have to communicate that. Come with a firm plan. I'll tell you this, and it's been my experience, and if any men are listening, you all can chime in, but they always come from a place of logic. It's rarely about emotion. Make it make sense when you tell him what you're going to do. Notice how I said, tell him what you're going to do. As long as you do it feasibly, don't go and drain your savings account and do no silly stuff. Be fair, sis. For tonight's what would you do? Be fair as far as your plan. Have a solid plan. Be solid. That's the best thing that you can do. I don't think that husbands are against their wives and all that other stuff, but it's just like the protector in them, the provider in them is going to always want to be like, you don't even need to be doing this. So you better make sure that when you show up sharp. That's all I can say. Some men are like that. Some men are very secure with the fact that they just have boss chicks. It takes a real one. It takes a real one. Not everybody can handle that. That's all I can say. Let me get into the comments. Okay, what's up? Hey, she said, if understanding and know you sacrifice for the family, he should be supporting you while he's doing his business because she needs her dreams fulfilled too. He doesn't need to understand that that's not selfish. Okay. Oh, he needs to understand that that's not selfish. Okay. She needs to sit him down with no distractions and tell him what her dreams are or her aspirations. Totally agree. Okay. Yes, I see it on there. That was the same one. He needs to support her and stand by her like she's doing with him. 100%. Because that's going to tell you a lot of things too, like support it. Look, we done started businesses, stopped things, and did all that other stuff, but you got to stand 10 toes behind yours. When two become one, y'all a team, y'all on the same tribe. You fighting and you coming back with the same stuff. Yeah, so the only thing he ate on was that his success was your success too, because you held things down while he was doing it. It takes the unit. You don't have to abandon yourself. You can still show up and support him and still go for yours too. What's stopping you? Because my whole thing is just like, let's get you with some coaches. Let's get you with some people that can help with time management. That can help, this is what I have learned to do, and not even to plug myself for tonight's What Would You Do, but to be completely honest, I work with people as far as taking big tasks and breaking them down into smaller tasks that are digestible. So that one task that you dread the most, that you need to do, whether if it's business or personal, it doesn't feel so overwhelming because it's just like, wait, let's dissect this. Let's break it down. So for you, sis, for tonight's What Would You Do? You do need to have that conversation, but also have a plan. Like if you have something that you want to go for, do it. Make it feasible. If it's something that you all have to save up for, or you're going to have to kind of dip into the stash a little bit, make sure that it's justified and go for it. Because look, if he has a business and he's launching another one, clearly he's successful, right? Let's just go with that for tonight's purposes. You got to make sure that if you're going to step out, you step out and do pop your stuff too, sis. Do it. That's the least. Have the conversation, because if you don't, you will build resentment. The only thing that you could do is deliver your truth. If people get mad and they don't want to talk to you, or he might need a breather or whatever the case is, allow him that. That's your husband. Give him his space. As long as he don't start wilding, right? But just have the conversation. Advocate for yourself and for your dreams. You don't have to force anybody to see your dreams or to follow them. You just got to believe in them. Go for it, sis. Just know that we all rooting for you on tonight's What Would You Do? I have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to jump into tonight's What's Happening, What's Up. If you haven't already, make sure that you are dropping those businesses in the comments. Remember, I want to connect with you, and somebody needs what you have to offer. We'll be right back.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye. Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
Let's get it. It's time for tonight's What's Happening, What's Up. I'm having some fun tonight. I'm glad to be back. So, okay, let me tell y'all what's happening and what's up just for Blueprint, okay? I told you all before, December 1st, I'm dropping the date for the next LinkedIn Lit brunch. You all remember this is my installment of brunches that we're going to serve you in the spring and summer, and then we'll come back for the fall and winter later on in the year. So I'm really excited about it. I'm dropping the date. I'm dropping pre-sale for my people that were with me the last time. They're going to get a special code. Because see, it's like, I feel like it's just perks and we got to look out. And y'all know, like for the people that's been there, it truly is an experience. Y'all know we have a good time when we turn up at the LinkedIn Lit brunch. But I'm dropping that code for you all and sending that out. I'm literally prepping things for December 1st. To go out just to the Blueprint Network. Okay, our LinkedIn Lit family. I'm really excited about that. That's coming up. But look, I need your help, people. I'm about to start shooting season 2 of the MzMetchi show because understand this. When I tell you that I'm going for it, I'm consistently pumping myself. I'm looking for a network, major, or a streaming platform that wants to connect with the MzMetchi show and put it on their network. Like the Blueprint family is trying to come through. We're trying to do something. You tell your friends, come get with my friends. We could be friends on the weekends. Okay, all of that. I am literally shopping my show, but I'm about to start shooting season 2. And the goal is to, I have a number of episodes in mind. The first season, we had 9 episodes, and I'm just very thankful. I literally finished the last show, the season finale. It just premiered last Monday. And it's just, this is the MzMetchi show was something that was on my mind, it was on my heart. I'm so thankful for everyone that was a part of season 1. Everyone. So thankful. Really just appreciate when people see the vision and they come and they show up and they show out. So everyone that was involved in season 1, I love y'all from the bottom, the top of my heart, just my entire heart. Just totally in it. Totally in it. I that's the What's Happening, What's Up for the Blueprint. So season 2, we're about to start filming. If you got some suggestions, I'm putting a call out right now. Okay. You have a flavor and find. If you have a cocktail, you have an alcohol, you want to come and be a part of the drink of the day, come holler at me. It's the MzMetchi show, y'all. It's the MzMetchi show. But and y'all know I'll play the preview for those that don't know. I'll play the trailer for y'all. Not a problem. But tonight's What's Happening, What's Up? This news comes out of Chicago. Now, I was a little bit disturbed reading about this. The Chicago City Council is expected to approve a $17 million settlement in another wrongful conviction case involving a former Chicago police detective. Jose Montanet, he spent 27 years in prison for a double murder conviction that was later overturned amid allegations of misconduct by Ronaldo Guevara. Okay, now, apparently this particular officer has racked up $94.1 million to settle legal claims with 7 men who alleged that they were framed by Guevara. If this latest victim is paid his settlement amount for the wrongful conviction, that tab would increase to $111 million. There's at least 35 lawsuits pending in the federal court, with more expected to be filed. They said at a certain point, there's only so many taps to the well before the well runs dry. Yeah. How did he rack up $94.1 million? And for my Chicago residents, y'all are the ones that's paying the tab. Where's a cocktail when you need it? Now, have you all heard that Netflix announced that A Different World was coming out with a sequel series? Yes, it's coming back. A Different World is coming back to Netflix. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, we have to watch it. We got to put that on the list. I was really surprised this week to hear some news, and then I ended up seeing it on my Uber app. I had to catch an Uber last night, and it said a new Uber feature just rolled out in Chicago that allows women to specifically request other women drivers. So if they pull up, it's only women that'll be there, and that feature is on there. You know what I didn't like though? Not trying to make it a hate it or love it, but the ride with just the women, it was the cheapest that was on there. Uber, do better. If you're going to have a distinct feature, make it very distinct. Ugh. A mess. Now, I know y'all been hearing about them Epstein files. We ain't gonna talk too much about it, but baby, it's out there, and they expected to release more this week. What y'all think about that? Y'all put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. I'm gonna read it. I promise you, I'm going to read it. But I just want to know what are y'all thinking? Who y'all think on there? Let's be messy for 2 seconds. We already know, but y'all don't have to say it out loud. So I'm gonna talk to y'all with my eyes. Yeah. Moving along. Did you all see that Wall Street had its worst day in a month, and they have AI stocks? Did y'all know about AI stocks? They're worried about the interest rates. They had their worst day in a month. They said that the New York Associated Press, they said that the U.S. stock market tumbled Thursday to one of the worst days since its springtime sell-off. Okay, this is a NVIDIA. It's an AI superstar stock, and it started to go down. It's starting to decline a little bit. That's a problem. It's a problem. It tanked retirement funds. Very unfortunate. Y'all should keep an eye on it. Hopefully it gets back up. I know people was in their chest today. Shout out to all of the Bitcoin people and everybody that they do their investments. I know that was a rough time. I would be sitting at the computer like this. Like, are y'all for real? Anyway, let me tell y'all about this story that I saw just before. It's a gentleman named William Livingston. Okay, he's 32 years old, y'all. Why does this man have a reputation? He's known as for serially trust. He's literally punching women in the loop area, just going up unprovoked at random, punching these women. Y'all, this man has 7 different mugshots, all of them from the same crime. Why do y'all keep letting this violent ass man out? Make it make sense. I'm going to the next story. Now, the Agricultural Secretary, Brooke Rollins, she said that on Thursday, that benefits will be, for the SNAP benefits will be restored on Monday. So if, you're tuning in, if you know anyone that is, that has snaps coming in, the full thing is going to be funded on Monday. So y'all just be on the lookout. Look, we getting through. Feed somebody if you can. Okay? Help out. Lynn said, I heard that nonsense. Keep him in jail. Lynn, he had so many mugshots for the same thing. I was appalled. For real. Faye said, I live in the South Loop. He runs up on me. He will find out. Oh my, Faye will actually fight them. What's up, Faye? Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, that's the update. Now, I felt kind of bad for the truckers today. And I need y'all to know that the truckers be carrying a lot of things through within the neighborhood. But do you all know that Illinois, they have already passed a bill to add a 30% tax, up to 30% by 2027 for truck drivers, as far as on the tollways. Now, y'all know tolls is expensive anyway. I would hate to be a trucker at this point. I would hate to have a trucking company. Why are the tolls going up in Illinois? It's like, what is the problem? What is going on? 30% is egregious. What's the problem? Why y'all always giving the truckers a hard time? They keep the world spinning. Y'all know I don't like stuff like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Now, I have to take a quick break, and then we are going to, it's been such a long night. We're gonna hop in real quick for the topic, which is we're just gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch y'all up on a few things, and then we're gonna get up out of here. MzMetchi tired. I know y'all tired too. Right after this break.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye. Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
And let's catch up because we haven't talked to each other in a little bit. What's going on, y'all? Your hair is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. This is a sensational. Let me tell y'all how I look. I have a lot of different units, but my sensational, their kinky collection, it kind of mirrors my natural hair. So I love it. I love this brand. You gotta love sensational. It's sensational. Yes. So I feel like let's catch up. It's been a week. I was traveling. I was resting. I am learning to take time for myself. And, in doing that, this week I felt bad because I had to enforce some strong boundaries. Y'all ever been in a predicament where you tell somebody a few times, like, hey, stop doing something, like, hey, this isn't cool. And then they test you. And then you have to be like this, I have to pull the plug. I'm sad about this. Definitely had that moment. I had some BS that happened too. Let me tell y'all about how somebody literally tried to go in about the fact that I was 37 with no kids. Now, you know what? I wanted to have a real conversation about things. I had a real unfortunate situation where somebody just got mad disrespectful. And this was someone that I grew up with, y'all. Real respect. I would not put anyone on blast. Y'all know that's my one core boundary. Sometimes I be wanting to tell y'all, understand, in all of these years I've been doing the show, I want to tell y'all. But something that came to mind that I said, I'm like, we're going to talk about it tonight. Y'all got to stop getting mad at folks that don't have kids. It literally makes people angry to where they say some of the most vile stuff. Why are y'all so concerned about folks? Now, people that know me and tune into my story, you all know the things that I'm dealing with. So I'm able to take a lot of things to the chin. I was like, oh, you got real disrespectful. Y'all, when I tell you said some crazy stuff, I wouldn't even repeat it. It's just vile, right? It came from a vile place. And not, again, people just not understanding. And it was a man that reared up like that. Y'all, let's be clear. Let me walk you through it. I'm like, okay, you got some demons, some spiritual stuff on you. I'll rebuke that in the name of Jesus. But the concern, even when I get on threads, sometimes when I see little videos on TikTok, it's like, why y'all so concerned about some of us that do not have that going on? It's like, we understand your world. We exist in your world. It's no need. It's no need to say all of those things or to pass judgment. I'll tell you all this as someone that has been through some things, it is rude to go and to talk to people about different things. It's like if you ask, read the room. I'm very big on reading the room. Before that conversation happened and it escalated, I literally told this person, like, another story for another day. Not today. I'm like, I'm having a good time. I'm vibing. And it literally went flip mode squad. It was so unfortunate. I'm like, this is someone that I've known from childhood. I was like, I could not believe some of the things that was spewed out. I was like, wow. I'm like, this is the first thought. This is the first thought. And we have to thank God for being mentally strong, so that when we hear things that don't belong to us and that they don't stick, they get sent right back to sender. Right back to sender. It's like, we rebuke that. You must flee. I'm thankful for it, but people that just like pass judgment, or they immediately look at things and just make assessments about people based off of societal norms. Shame. We're not doing that. Let's leave that in 2025 as we approach 2026. It's a new year, new you, not going out in the world and being openly offensive to folks, or just, quite frankly, with no decorum, not demure, not cutesy. I think that's what it is. And I had debated on if I was going to talk about it on the show, but you know what? I literally told Anthony this week, I said, babe, sometimes the content just creates itself. Those are my thoughts on that. Let's see. They say your body, your choice. Tell him to shut the F up. He ain't got no uterus. Okay, look, let me tell you this. Okay. It got vile. Hello, camera, come back. Follow me. So it did. And I was just like this. Oh my God. It was just so crazy. Okay, miracles does happen. I really believe God is gonna give you that baby the way you've been doing lately. He's gonna do it. Watch it. Sis, from your mouth to God's ears. I tell you what, this is where I'm at. And let's be real, because look, sometimes, and y'all know I'm gonna talk to y'all for real. And let's keep it a buck as we catch up. When we talk about infertility, when we talk about different things, it's an uncomfortable conversation. Y'all probably like, ooh, infertility, I'm about to log off, but stay. It doesn't have to be such a dreadful conversation. Talk to somebody that is going through it, or whatever the case is. It's just like, it's deep, but you got to stay strong. You got to continue to move forward. So this is where I'm at, Latifah. From your mouth to God's ears, I received that. But here's where I'm at. Whatever God has for me is for me. And whatever he doesn't, I'm going to be happy with what I have. And it took a lot of work to get to that place and to get to that level of peace. But, for anyone that may be watching, or if this message reaches you, and you might not be at that part of your healing as far as accepting that, it's just like, hey, that particular door appears to be closed at this time. May you find peace. May you find everlasting peace. Because it's hard, and it's a journey that if you haven't walked it, you don't know. But you can only imagine, right? Like, just imagine. It's not that far-fetched. People that have children, and for the ones that's dealing with infertility, the people that have children, they can sympathize with y'all pain. Stop feeling like that they can't. My best friend has 2 children, and when I call her, and some days I'm just like, sis, I'm feeling a little sad. She like, okay, girl. Like she get you some friends that's gonna get in the paint with you. Your friends don't have to be walking the exact same station of life as you to understand you, give you empathy, and give you compassion. They don't. And I can admit, y'all, I mess up sometimes. Like, I come off a little bit brash, or just different things. We gotta make the right decisions. Make sure that we stand the right things. Stand on the up and up with our folks that we love. Like the experience that I had, it wasn't a loving experience. It wasn't like seeing an old friend back in the day. It was very hostile, very, very, very. Oh, too much. Lay off of that. Like, whatever you're doing over there, stop it. It was a little bit too much, but I digress. It was an unfortunate situation, but you know what? I'm at a place where I pull the positive out of everything that's going on. And you are allowed to feel what y'all know what my mantra is. Allow yourself to have a moment, an episode, or a season, but don't stay there. You are allowed that when you are in a situation where it's trying to compromise your peace to have a reaction. You can feel anger, you can feel sadness, you can feel whatever it is that comes up. But the point is that we don't stay in that energy. And sometimes people will send energy to you and it's not meant to be that. Sometimes, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I sent out probably some currents into the atmosphere today. Not probably, I sent out some currents into the atmosphere that it wasn't the greatest thing, you know. I unfortunately chose violence. It was unfortunate. It was. You got to take accountability. Take accountability when you have those things. Now, that person has said some crazy stuff to me where I'm just like, I cannot even allow that. And it's just like, you talking about the fact that and making crude jokes, not even knowing the situation about children. Like, we not even on the same mental level to have a conversation. Sorry, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Face that I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. I got 3 kids and parenting can be overrated. In other words, it ain't easy, married or not, but folks want to make it all joy, but not true. Hey, girl, wait a minute, girl. Now look, only another mother will be able to talk about that. But I'm putting it on here. Faye, I have 6, and at times it do be overwhelming. Definitely being a single parent, that can be hard. Okay. Well, I love that we're having like just some positive dialogue because you know what, Faye? Why do you think that it's taboo to just kind of for people to share, those different things? I don't know. Oh my goodness, that was loaded. That was loaded, Faye, for sure. For sure. I mean, and for anyone that's, for any of the moms, look, a lot of my moms, y'all be tuning in with me. I love y'all. I love y'all. Get in the comments and talk about it. Overall, I'll say this. Something that I've taken with me over the last several weeks is just the ability to learn how to communicate better, learn how to problem solve and break things down. That's been a strength this week. Really being able to get things together. I had to do a lot. I was off and I went back to work and I immediately I felt like 30 things to do. Realistically, it was 23. Let's round up because it felt like 30. I thank God for my little just all my little stuff. Hold on, let me read Lynn's. She said, I'm happy to hear you found your peace. God is blessing you with other dreams and aspirations, not to replace having children. You look beautiful. Your career is going all the way up, and you have your soulmate missed around. Absolutely. Lynn, I am happy. And I have my days. I don't want to sit here and lie to you. Like, I can't. I have my days. And that's the reality of it. You don't talk about it because, again, it's just, it's a little bit taboo. But for my platform, I really want it to be a safe space for people that's going through things. Like, I'm currently in the process of trying to find like my other endo girlies and putting together like some support groups, some different panels, just some communities for us to come together because it's a very unique experience. And being able to talk to people that understand and being able to potentially partner with other people that can help assist with the things that we go through. It's just some things that I have in my pipeline of what I want to do as far as in helping to build kind of like these sub communities with everyone and just, and make it where it's okay, let's win. Let's do these things. Cause I tell you what, my endo warriors, a lot of the ones that I've met, these are women. We still get out here and get it. We be in pain and inflamed. You catch us on one day, we bloated as hell. These are real things. This is the stuff that like you don't hear about, that you don't talk about. I actually am about to kind of release a little bit of a series talking about my experience, because I started it and I did not finish it. So this particular project, I'm going to be dropping it exclusively on TikTok, but I am going to share it and just share my story, connect with my other endo sisters. So I'm really excited about that. You know, in our catching up, we catching up tonight. Okay, we catching up tonight. But I am happy in that peace land. You know, when you see somebody that's at peace, or you see them in their winning season, just know that it was a lot that they had to drudge through to get there. Very rarely, there's not a lot of us that don't have to get it out the mud first, okay? When it comes to getting to a certain level of peace with things. Because it was days, I mean, you know, it was days that I have broadcasted on this show between 2023 and 2025 where I was going through a time. Real talk. I had to put 2 spoons under my eyes to make sure that I didn't have no heavy bags. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you ever like been like that, but you got to keep going. You got to keep going. I'm not going to stop. That's why tonight's What Would You Do? That one kind of hit for me, because and you brought up Anthony, and I'll say this. And even Kim, I know she's on the live tonight too. We were just talking about this as well, as far as like Anthony has been with me through the entire, like everything, right? Like just everything, that my whole evolution, like, you know, ever since we became grown-ups, like I feel like we grew up together, and it's like now we adults and things are so different. But get you somebody in your life that wants to, they care about your dreams. Like although we had very different interests, you know, he invested in it, like has made it elevated, you know, in terms of just like the look and just design. Like he is the person that I turn to as far as the eye of how does it look? Is it lined up? What can I do here? He's totally that person. So, you know, it's get you some people that care about you, that want to see you win, you know, that want to help your dreams come true. That's why season 1 of the MzMetchi show was so important, and highlighting everybody that was a part of the show. I'm like, hey, y'all didn't have to come out and do this for me, and y'all did it, and we had a great first season. It got a lot of views. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like great things are on the way. Great things are on the way. 2025 is gonna be the last year I'm gonna be acting up, y'all. I promise I'm not gonna wreak no more havoc this year. Look, we had a time this summer, and just and not even anything crazy, but just, you know how like that you're in that phase in your life where it's just like you're going now. It's some type of event or something that's going on every week. I ain't done turning up, y'all. I'm not. Can somebody let me know when we're going down to New Orleans to eat? Let me know as we catch up. Can y'all let me know if it's something that's going on? A little festival. Hey, because of Cinderella syndrome. We're taught to get married, have babies, and be happy. Certainly not reality. Yeah, you know, I mean, because the thing about it is, look, you know what helped me overcome my peace as far as, you know, with everything on this journey was that it's very easy when you're going through something to think about what you don't have versus what you don't have yet versus what you already have and what you're living in the midst of. So when I look at my journey and just look at what I've, been faced with, and there's not really a lot of people around just in my inner life that can actually relate. It can be extremely isolating. It can, but we pushed through that anyway. But then what gave me peace was that as I looked at the situation, I'm like, okay, I know that this was something that I wanted to do, but as I'm navigating and I'm pushing through that, I had to open my eyes and be so grateful for what was already there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, no shade, no tea. Like, I get up and I can move. I can do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be a lot of things. And I look, everybody in my life, they all got kids. They're my kids too, period. But if I need to go like Cancun real quick, and I Like, ooh, I caught a little deal on Cheap Caribbean. Cheap Caribbean having a Black Friday sale. I'm not even trying to pub them, and I have no relationship with them. But I do want to see all of my mothers, all my mommies, my baddies, especially my best friend Kim. Like, sis, I'm finna look up trips. Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. Y'all better get y'all passports and all that other stuff before it become illegal. Let's get our chop. Let's get our passports. Everybody, visas, whatever you need. Get multiple, okay? If it expires within the next year, so if it expires within this particular administration, get it renewed now, okay? Get it renewed now. Put it on your to-do list. And I'm being so for real right now, like so for real, please. This is our we're catching up. That's all that I have for tonight on our topic. Right after this break, we're going to close out with the quote and go ahead and wrap this thing up. Here's the trailer for the MzMetchi show for those that missed season 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy. All this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy. Yummy all in your tummy. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. Level up, level up, level up, level up. All this on me so yummy. All this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy. Yummy all in your tummy. Them more mistakes are gone. I won't do them no more. That's old news. That's new news. I done did that before. I turn nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Let's talk it. More action. You just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating. No losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings. I turn that into.
Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night.
Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Time to close out. You know, I always hate this part when it comes to an end. Him. So tonight's quote, I felt like this was really good since we had Dymond on the show tonight. When you heal yourself, you heal generations. True wellness is not just physical. It's a return to your wholeness. As we think about Dymond tonight and just all of the gems that she left with us, I want you all, if you don't have healthcare right now, reach out to Live Long Health. Make sure that you mention Blueprint. She's doing the free consult. She just dropped it here on the show. This is an exclusive for y'all. Lock in with Live Long Health, please. Send her a message. Go on the website. It's very easy. We want you to stay in tune. It's all about healing ourselves. And look, sometimes it's not just the physical. It could be healing the emotional, the mental, whatever that looks like for you. The physical, whatever that is. It's a return to wholeness. You can't beat that. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Let me get in these comments. What y'all talking about? I love it. Yes. We just on a journey back to wholeness. That's all. I love y'all. And until next time, bye.
Thank you for tuning into the Blueprint Live. I'm your girl, MzMetchi. Make sure that you're following me on all platforms at MzMetchi and at the BP Media Co. See y'all next week. Okay, bye.